Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? That one is. So is that one. What's going on, friends? It is Friday, all day, and once again we're a little late, but I lost track of time. And it was getting to be stream time, and I was like, you know what? I want some coffee real quick. So I put it on and then decided to wait for it to be ready. But we got the coffee and we got the stream going. So all's well that ends well. But last night, right after I ended the stream, or like a couple hours later, PoE2 ended or released patch 0.5.4b, and it was actually it looked pretty significant, despite the fact that they were kind of trying to like taper down the amount of work they're putting out right now, or the amount of updates they're putting out right now, and focus on 0.5.5. But we sold something? What did we sell? Was it the expensive shit? It was. We're rich. That darn tablet sold. Good enough. Single most expensive thing we've gotten out of Ritual. So yeah, today is the last day of the last day that we'll be streaming PoE2 for a little while. Because we need a bit of an ARPG break between PoE2 and PoE1. And PoE1 is like the announcement for the league is the 16th, and then the release date is the 24th. So next week, for our 5 weekday streams, we're going to be doing probably Guilty Gear Strive, because I've been having a lot of fun with that lately off stream, and like, why not just stream it just because? And we might be doing that as far as Wednesday of this week, or of the week after that, I mean. So this Thursday the 16th will be the announcement stream. We'll watch that, watch the Q&A, and then read the patch notes. And then Friday we'll probably do a practice run through PoE1's campaign, and we'll probably be doing that all the way through the next week as well. So we'll end up doing like 5 practice runs, and then the actual league start on Friday. Into our usual 12-hour league start streams for the weekend. So 24th, 25th, 26th will be 12-hour streams. Then we'll go back to normal stream times for the week after that. So that's the plan. And before we actually get into doing stuff in PoE2, I kind of wanted to like read through the patch notes for 0.5.4b, because I kind of skimmed through them when the patch came out last night or yesterday, but I was too tired to actually see straight, so I only half skimmed through half of them. So for 0.5.4b, they adjusted some bosses. Yo, what's up, Professor? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yo, you see those frogs? On a day that you live or live? Wait, are you streaming today? Hold up. The Mythical Professor stream? Oh, live is in your live. Let's go. We love to see it. Probably build it so peak. Well, I've been meaning to look up. Was that Dodri's Undoing or something? I think even Sean was talking about it too. Yeah. I kind of wanted to look that up. I've been meaning to. Please hold. We'll read the patch notes in a second. Forgot about this. Dodri's Scorn or some shit. Oops. Supported skills create an area which curses enemies within it and spawns witch toads in that area. Leap at enemies that get close and seek out cursed enemies with higher aggression. Dark consequences will be triggered when they hit enemies with their leap, violently exploding. It's such a rude way to phrase it. Might use that too. Yeah, I think this is where you get the frogs from. Limit 2 areas. Wait, each cursed ground area from support skill spawns a witch toad every 0.25 seconds to a limit of 4. So I know you wanted at least +1 limit for the cursed ground, but I don't know how you get more frogs, because there was definitely more than 12 frogs on that screen at one time. That shit was crazy. But also, I didn't watch the entire video. I just skipped to the preview. But yeah, patch notes. Can I look up undoing? That is undoing. Or do you mean Dodri's Scorn? Wait, Scorn isn't in PoE2? It's PoE1 mode. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I couldn't remember for the life of me what Scorn was, but I did recognize the name. They all start with Dodri. It's hard to remember which one's which. At least I remember Dodri's damning. Yeah, all three of the Stooges got like way too many of those things. And the worst part is like 89% of them or 97% of them are all ass. That's the other reason it's so hard to remember. Like you get Chevron's wrappings, you get. I don't even think Malagaro has a good one. And Dodri, I guess you get damning and you get. I guess Scorn has its uses, but I don't know of any of the other ones. Does anyone use Dodri's tenure? I doubt. I doubt. So for Torgul the Defiler, they removed a majority of the stun and freeze immunity windows from all versions. That's Sarwali. I've been complaining about this since I fought that boss for the first time with any way to immobilize him. So I'm glad to see that change. Although they didn't say all of them, they just said a majority of them. So it's still gonna happen, but hopefully not quite as bad. X to doubt. Big true, big true. Improve the minion phase in the Tazgul Swallow of Light boss fight. I don't remember who that is. I think that's one of the Abyss fight, Abyss mini bosses. Sounds like an Abyss boss name. Fix a bug where that was Esh could sometimes fail to advance properly. Thankfully, we did not run into that. What do you mean improved? That's confidential. If they told us, they would have to kill us all. It's very simple. Fix the bug where the Arbiter of Divinity could rarely drop loot in an unreachable location. Imagine he dropped the spear and it was just impossible to reach. I'd be so pissed. Defeating Arbiter of Divinity now re-enables the exit elevator. This was the change we were all waiting for, honestly. DM had that bug with Esh 4 times in a row because he did too much damage too fast and it just hardlocks. Ah. DM's builds must be better than mine because I did not run into that problem. Shit. Extended the time the player has to get into the first flame seed during the combo skill that begins with the large laser in the Arbiter of Ash boss fight. He's doing attack speed Sunder. Didn't he, wasn't that one of the builds that he saw on one of his, like, I sent people into maps videos? It's like, damn, that looks sick. Did he actually make the build after that? Hell yeah. Bro's farming his viewers for content. And build ideas at the same time. Incredible. Stonks. That is Stonks. I respect the hustle. This first Flame Seed during the combo skill that begins with the large laser, I feel like this is the bait one in the second phase. Where he puts the meteor down and then puts a big ass laser through it. I'm pretty sure that's the one they're talking about. Which means the bait is even worse because you have more time to get into it, and then he laser beams the shit out of you and you have to get back in. Voice line used by Arbiter of Ash when doing a skill which creates lanes of fiery death now plays at the start of the skill instead of after he rises up to the air. So you have a little more time to react to that. Vessel of Kulimak. This is probably, like, right after Arbiter of Ash, this is probably my least favorite boss in the game. AoE and the laser into it annoyed the piss out of you. Same. It literally kills me 100% of the time. The only times I clear Arbiter of Ash, the only times I clear Arbiter of Ash are the times where I don't actually, I kill him before he triggers that. Because I forget about it every time. Fixed an issue where Vessel could get stuck after its teleport slam skill during the final phase of the fight. Disabled the skill used during the final phase of the fight that summon minions. Just pray that you live through it. That's probably the only other strat that works. The volatile spawn during the final phase of the fight now spawn in bursts with a significantly longer time between each one, allowing more time to fight and damage the boss. You'll love to see that. Improve visual feedback of the portals during the final phase. Further improvements to these will be coming at a later time. Adjusted the blocking of the abyss in the middle of the arena during the final phase to more closely reflect the actual shape. I still don't understand why the big chasm in the middle of the arena exists in the first place. Like, we had a perfectly good arena. Why we gotta go do that? And then half the time he does the damn meteor shit and ends up on the other side. That's happened to me too many times. Fixed the bug where after killing the Vessel of Kulimak for the first time in a given instance, reviving at checkpoint would not put players in a new instance. Love when he does the stupid attack and TB to the other side. So it's not just me. See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. And the only times I ever clear that boss are after he one-shots me 5 times and just doesn't reset for some reason. Makes you think of the egg thieves in Spiral. Wait, how? Well, you just hear the nah 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 nah. That shit. Yeah, yeah. I never thought of it that way before, but you know what? I probably will now, the one time per league that I do that boss. If that motherfucker holds still, you'd separate his soul from his body, but no. So real. So real. That motherfucker. Damn. Kulak and Arbiter of Ash. I just can't think of those bosses without my my heart rate going up. They annoy the shit out of me, dude. Following improvements to Arbiter Divinity. Voice lines used by the boss are now guaranteed for his notable skills, as opposed to having a low chance to play. I can't believe this was something they did in the first place, because that's like how 100% of the bosses in Path of Exile have been forever. Except for maybe like the early PoE1 Act 1 and 2 bosses. What do you mean chance to play? You have a chance to hear the telegraph that you've come to expect from the rest of the damn franchise? Oh, I can't think of words today. Voice lines used by the boss also now have less variance, so you can better correlate specific lines to specific skills. Yep. Yep. For real. Divinity clones created during the second phase of the fight now have a significantly larger hitbox, allowing them to more easily be hit and killed while you have the Divinity buff. Increase the windows of time certain attacks. Wait, actually, this is bothering me. Chat is like overlapping the text. It's probably difficulty shit to read. We're just ruining the alignment on everything today. It'll be fine. Actually, we have to go farther. A wiser streamer would use a different scene, but not this one. Farther. That's better. Here, y'all have your own side now. It was fine because you weren't reading down there. Yeah, but like, if anyone wanted to read the chat box, that part would be a little difficult. It's okay, we'll do the same little maneuver when we go back to the game. We'll do a live. We'll do a live. Increase the windows of time between certain attacks and many of the combo skills to make dodge rolling these skills more consistent. It's also accompanied by a number of visual telegraphing improvements and reduction in aggression on target tracking speed. Honestly, I think I don't know how I feel about this. Like, yeah, I don't mind that it got easier, I guess, but like, I kind of liked the way the boss worked after I figured him out. He was difficult, but he definitely had a pretty clear way to get through his bullshit. You just had to get used to it. Made the following improvements to the Faya Sentinel of the Cradle boss fight in the Matriarch Halls. Really glad they included this part because that's the only way I refer to either of them. Improved telegraphing and visuals of the Dashing Sunder skill. Dashing Sunder now correctly deals physical damage instead of cold damage. That means it's going to be way more dangerous for at least all of my builds. Reduce the frequency and count of projectiles fired by the generator. Remove chilling ground from projectiles fired by the generator. These two changes together kind of make it look like the original idea was for her to be a cold boss, and then they were like, wait, this works way better as a fizz boss. And then they just chalked it up to a bug fix. Generator will now stop firing projectiles during Gravity Well and Turret Sunder phases. Gravity Well phase will now correctly hit you if you fail to make it to the safe zones anywhere in the arena. Previously, you could avoid this by hiding behind the spheres in the four corners. Gravity Wells can no longer be created outside of the arena. Thank God. If you fail the Gravity Well phase while shapeshifted, you are now transformed back into human and thrown into the air. Previously, nothing would happen to your character and you just take damage without knowing why. I really don't like the getting forced out of the shapeshifted thing. Specifically because I get forced out of my bear form anytime I open my stash and it annoys the shit out of me. Like, I just want to be a bear rummaging through a box in my hideout. What's the big deal with that? Because even if you lock your weapons, your weapon slots, so you can't swap to a different one, they still take you out of bear form and put you right back when you close it. It's like, why? You know, bears are dexterous enough to pry open clams with their claws. They're handy as shit with those paws, you know? Even talking to NPCs and stuff, right? And we can hear. Here's the other thing. We can hear the player character talking while they're in bear form. Your character will yell shit at all the bosses with the like modified bear voice, you know? Let me just be a talking bear for real. It's some bullshit. Right. Could you imagine if it actually unshapeshifted you every time you wanted to talk shit? That would actually be hilarious. Now that I think about it. And since you're shapeshifting, you could also trigger the when shapeshifting like buffs or like passives or stuff, something like that. So you could turn all of the boss fights into a rhythm game where you just have a set sequence of things you have to do based on when your character transforms. Anyways, improve the visuals of the dash skills to look more like a teleport as intended. Okay. For expedition, logbooks that had a boss expedition now prioritize replacing regular maps over grand expeditions. Makes a lot of sense, but I can kind of see how they did things the original way. Like, modifiers in grand expedition now appear in the map stats list when inside the area. Just what we needed, more shit included in that list. Added an additional option to the Expedition Atlas tree, double or nothing notable, allowing players to select no change if desired. Fixed the bug where some monsters and expeditions could become invisible and invincible. Fixed an issue where Medved, Varana, Uhtred, and Olroth were not considered powerful map bosses. This means they also now have notably more life. Fantastic. Shit, more like a damn honey-do list at this point. Yeah, kind of sounds like it. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with this change. Everyone except Varana kind of felt like they were squishy as shit. Like, I was kind of surprised at how quickly they died when I went through them. And that's not even trying to flex my build. Like, all the other bosses were one level of difficulty, and then I got to Expedition, and then they were just, like, way easier than I thought. I remember beating Uhtred and going, that's it? Yeah, right, exactly. And Varana lasted forever because she kept running off into the damn dark. And my minions didn't want to chase her. Fixed a bug where Verisium Sentry minimap icons would not disappear upon activating them. Bug where Baron Atal map did not have a Grand Expedition Atlas marker. Fixed a bug where underground areas and expeditions and Grand Expeditions could sometimes spawn with all their monsters dead. This would occur if the underground area was opened with an explosive that also activated a remnant encounter, and the remnant encounter had the life rune. The monsters in the underground area would then have their life shared with the remnant monsters and would thus be killed when the remnant monsters were defeated. This was also why a stern fallen Nightwalder would sometimes be dead when entering his cave. This is my favorite kind of bug fix, because it's like, how the hell did you figure that out? This one's probably one of the easier ones to get to, but like, there have been some wacky patch notes like that. Right? It's kind of interesting. Fixed a bug that prevented players from rerolling remnants when using the controller. A bug where the loot from underground areas and expeditions and grand expeditions could be redirected to a Verisium remnant. This would cause the monsters in the underground areas to appear to drop no items. I wonder if they noticed that while they were working on this one. It's just like a 2-for-1. Fixed an issue where underground areas in Grand Expedition could sometimes be accessed without detonating the entrance. A bug where Othrin could spawn monsters in blocked or inaccessible areas. Verisium remnants in Grand Expeditions where monsters without Othrin necessarily could spawn out of bounds and prevent completion. I think I've probably had that happen a couple times. Fixed a bug where the following Grand Expedition areas could be attempted infinitely, those being Craggy Peninsula, Lush Isle, Frigid Bluffs, Baron Atal, and Exhumed Ruins. For endgame improvements, Queen of the Mists can now only have one active whirling slash at a time. Could we go over the owl ghost and give that an active limit of like 30 tornadoes instead of 750? I'd really appreciate that. I'll even let them call it a bug fix. You can just go in the cave without blowing it open. Makes me kind of wish I had like tried clicking around in those little entrances. But too late now. Monsters corrupted by the offerings to the Queen Atlas passive now have 100% increased rarity of items dropped from 50%. So I'm glad to finally know what that actually does and that it's getting better. I do wish there was a way to see what that does in the video game. Actually, is there, and I just don't know how to read it. Now that I think about it. Was it in here? Offerings. Unfortunately, anytime a monster is corrupted, it just says corrupted, so you don't even see what the outcome is. Distant Origins Atlas passive skill now notifies the player when it reveals the megaliths on their Atlas. Yeah, I thought I saw that happen one time, but I don't even remember if we called it out or if I just noticed the area that got revealed on my Atlas so a little ways off. Fix the bug where Doriani's Head of the Snake and Jado's Untold Histories Atlas Master options were applying their bonuses to non-pinnacle endgame bosses. Jado's Untold Histories was not applying to expedition bosses except for Stern, who was incorrectly receiving the 50% bonus instead of the 35% bonus. A bug where Hilda's gutting and skinning options were not working on Vessel of Kuomak, Raven Trickster, and Itziri. I mean, Itziri at least doesn't actually die. She just kind of walks into the other room and closes the door behind her. I don't remember what happens when the Trickster dies, though. I'm pretty sure Vessel Kuomak just falls over, so I don't know why that one happened. Fix the bug where Lord of the Runes Atlas... I didn't realize how similar that was to something else until I read it out loud. I wonder if that was on purpose, because this game's made in New Zealand. Just via the casual reference. Anyways, was not applying the toughness. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. It's basically the same thing. I don't even care if it was a reference or not. I'm calling it a reference now. Was not applying the toughness from monster effectiveness. Unfortunate that got fixed. I love free loot. Fix the bug where the Whispers of the Waving Grains Atlas passive skill was not applying. How many like Atlas passives and like master passives were just not applying? I feel like I've seen that patch note a lot of times this league, or since this update has come out. Like, I get they redid the whole tree, so shit's bound to be broken, but damn, that's a lot. I scrolled and lost where I was. Trap subordinate Essence Atlas passive was not adding additional rare chances as expected. An issue with the spawning condition of the Immured Fury. It is now able to spawn anytime after you've completed 3 Corruption Nexuses. So you can complete additional Corruption Nexuses to find the boss if you failed to kill them the first time. Fixed a bug where the From Distances Untold Cleansed Atlas passive skill was applying to non-cleansed areas. Sole Purpose Destruction. Breach Atlas passive skill was not increasing damage of skills granted by Aelith. Expanding Territory, as well as Hilda's Mighty Prey and Patient Batu. I don't know if that's how you say that, but whatever. Those options were not applying their random chance to apply correctly. Training and Preparation did not apply when opening Temple of Itziri from the Vow Ruins in Act 3. Is it that weird that Atlas passive would not work in Act 3? Probably. Fix some cases where certain standalone bosses, such as those spawned by summoning circles, could disable area transitions. This could cause areas such as the Sun Temple map to be uncompletable. Fix a bug where maps... I remember this patch note from when I was reading them yesterday. Fixed some cases where certain... Not this one, the next one. Fixed a bug where maps with an extra completion objective would not complete if a player had completed the required objective but later died to the map boss and respawned. This was the shit that made me redo like 20 maps while I was trying to do the damn League mechanic quests. I made a video talking shit about that bug, and I talked more shit I talked shit about more than just that bug in that video, so thankfully that video is not outdated anymore, but this was awful. Because you'd go complete all the league mechanics that were the secondary objective for the map. Fight the boss, die to it. The game would forget you completed all the league objectives. You kill the boss and then the map's just breaked. So you had to redo the whole thing if you wanted to either progress past that node or get the skill point for the Atlas passive tree. Shit was awful. Fixed a bug where its series temple was sometimes created at the wrong monster level. Fixed an issue where some players were unable to get a replacement Origin Cradle from Doriani in the Tower of Origin, preventing the use of the Precursor Reactor. An issue where Delirium Fog Banks spawn on Atlas nodes it shouldn't have. Fixed an issue where Grand Delirium mirrors in the Deforestation map could not be interacted with. A bug where areas could preview the incorrect amount of deliriousness when being selected from the Atlas map. Simulacrum areas no longer preview any amount of deliriousness when being selected from the Atlas map. I guess that means they fixed the bug by removing the ability to see. And actually, I kind of wanted to double check that. Like, if we go over here... Why the hell am I back in the ziggurat? No, still shows that. So I guess it's referring to something else. Or it's like only in freshly spawned ones. Simulacrum icons on the Atlas map are now described as contains a manifestation of delirium. Some Mesmeri wisps could cause breach encounters to be uncompletable. A bug where players could get stuck in the ancient lexicon room in the burning monolith. You can now copy... Excuse me. You can now copy a placed hideout direction by right-clicking it, then left-clicking to place it. This allows you to quickly replicate hideout decorations if you need to place many of the same one. Kinda huge, kinda huge. Added support for upgrading runes using a Masterwork rune in the Martial Artist's Runic Meridians inventory. This is actually huge. Because if you wanted to get perfect runes in your tattoos originally, you had to, like, upgrade the runes in a different item, and then use the damn temple currency to remove the runes from the item and destroy that item. And then put the perfect runes in there, so... Basically, what that means is we'll get a free 15 extra dexterity on my dex stacker if we wanted to go do that. Kinda huge, kinda huge. Advanced rune shape recipes now indicate when a skill reward level has reached its maximum. I kind of forgot there are permanent buffs you can get from Expedition. Like I think it was like increased res was the thing I saw, but there may be more than that. Updated the map pin art for the Great White One to convey the fact that it now gives a quest reward that grants permanent character bonuses. I guess that's another one to look out for. I did not do enough Expedition. Added support for the Martial Artist's Wave the Stone Fist for the Master's Reach unique gloves. Temporarily disabled the damage from the Burning Ground created by Birth of Fury unique boots when equipped by a Rogue Exile. Orb of Sacrifice currency items have been added to the currency exchange. Dominacy's Providence no longer provides unaffected by elemental weakness, which was not correctly applying. This is also the third bonus you could get that specified you're unaffected by something that they ended up removing because it wasn't correctly applying. One was unaffected by chill on the passive tree, and then one was, I think, unaffected by shock on a different part of the passive tree. They just replaced it with something else. That was, like, totally underwhelming compared to what they removed. And likewise, it's pretty underwhelming. Like, not useless, but could they at least have made it like 50% so it's easier to get 100% reduction, please? I don't know. Ismarian Wisps can now only be released from a monster once, the first time a monster is killed, so I guess that means you can't duplicate it a bunch of times by, like, getting a monster that revives a bunch of times. I think that's the point of that. Unless it otherwise means, like, the ghost can't get released multiple times from different monsters. I'm not sure. An inherent skill that has had a perfect jeweler's orb applied to it now correctly transfers all the sockets when transformed to fists of stone. Passive skills located from using the From Nothing unique jewel are now properly reset when fully respecking. Fix a bug that could cause the buff granted by Rain of Blades skill to be removed early when gaining a different buff. A bug where monsters in Abyssal Depths were not benefiting from increased chance for Abyssal monsters to have Abyssal or Lichborn modifiers. In addition to the guaranteed Abyssal modifier all rare monsters in Abyssal Depths have, they will now have a chance of one additional modifier and a chance of Lichborn modifiers. That'll make those more fun. Fix the bug where Meteoric Demise Abyss Monster modifier dealt no damage. Did we have to fix that one? I feel like we could have left that one alone a little longer, you know? The Untether skill granted by Master's Reach unique gloves gained a second quality stat from the Gemming Legionnaire's Advanced Thaumaturgy passive skill. I wonder what it was. Fix the bug where Runic Reprieve's quality when you have the Gemming Legionnaire's Advanced Thaumaturgy located was instead increasing the amount of damage you take from blocked hits rather than decreasing it. Yep, the old pay to lose. Fix the bug where you could create a portal to town while being hit. Animation is correctly interrupted again in this case. I've actually noticed this happen a bunch of times. I just kind of thought I was getting lucky that it wasn't getting interrupted. Fix the bug where Torvian's Leap Slam would sometimes not move him at all, and sometimes he would go backwards. Poor fella. Fix the bug where the recover X% of maximum life when you use a Warcry modifier was recovering life on all skill uses instead of just Warcries. A bug where items that are consumed by interacting with certain objects, such as the Pinnacle Boss Key used to access the Vessel Kuomak boss fight, would be consumed from both the main inventory and the Titan's expanded inventory needlessly. Essence of Horror encounters could spawn permanent invulnerable minions. Yikes. Quality did not apply to some jewel modifiers. Lightning Arrow could not chain to lightning rods created by Shock Chain Arrow. Curse Carver was unable to generate with vulnerability as its chosen curse. Those cases instead picked elemental weakness, leading to higher rates of that option. Ironbound unique bow was not granting armor. Added a Verisium Runeforge upgrade for Ironbound bow. Monster's Treasure was used for the name of 2 different ancient modifiers. The version that grants map bosses a unique item is now named Behemoth's Bounty. Right, the Nameless Progress was not migrated across leagues, such as when migrating out of SSF. Fix a bug that could cause explosive transmutation supported by Spell Cascade to deal damage in the wrong location. Quest markers on map pins in Act 4 were not visible when you were choosing an area to sail to. Thaumaturge's crossbow skill microtransactions were not updating their visuals properly without reloading ammo. An issue where the View Patch Notes button on the login screen led to an incorrect web page, 5 client crashes, and 4 instance crashes. Nice. Pretty solid for a post or like a solid month into the league update. Now we gotta shift all this stuff back. That's better. So that's what changed. Overall, some good stuff. It's unfortunate that Meteoric Demise actually does damage now. But that's okay, we weren't farming Abyss anyways. So what are we actually doing? I think I have a reliquary key. And we should also, since I already got sent back to the Ziggurat encampment, we should reveal the desecrations on that Heart of the Well and those boots really quickly. Right there. So let's do this thing first. Let's go get ourselves some Let's get ourselves a Bramblejack, shall we?
Nothing is truly owned, only borrowed for a time.
Ooh. Ooh. Venter's Gamble, how did it roll? Nice. It rolled like shit. That's perfect. Wait, what was the note? If you get a good roll, you'll be blessed with bad RNG for the remainder of the league. If you get a bad roll, you'll be blessed with a mirror after your next pinnacle boss. Yo. Huge if true, huge if true. We gotta test it. Shit, we still gotta go do this. Yo, wait, where did Heart of the Well go? Did it go in here? Yep. Okay, we'll desecrate this and then we'll go try a pinnacle boss. Zesh kind of beat my ass, not gonna lie, so we shouldn't do him. Maybe we attempt the Arbiter of Divinity. Try out the debuffed one. Or the nerfed one. 25% move speed, please. So it really was perfect that we got the shit roll. Also, there's a typo. That was pretty solid. I kind of need the triple res on my boots. Plus, I have more move speed, but this does have slightly more defenses. %chance for trigger skills to refund half of energy spent. I kind of like the evasion rating from body armor too, but trigger skills, yes. Crit chance for spells, huge. Give me another one, give me another one. Okay, that's less good. Give me one more good one. Bruh. I mean, I guess we just take Pierce because it's kind of funny. It was starting to look alright. I'm not really sure why the value on that crit chance for spells is so low, though. I guess we would have to compare it to the actual jewel modifier. I had it somewhere. Just crit bonus. It's on my current Heart of the Well. Damages lightning, attack speed, lucky damage with hits. Yeah, it's a good thing we took that. So we're actually at 50% chance for lightning damage to be lucky. Yeah, normal crit chance is 5 to 15% on a regular jewel. So it's worse than that. Oh well. The old, Well, let's go try the Arbiter of Divinity, shall we? Fragments. Can we get the entire thing? For 8. Versus 4.5 for that and 3 for that. We'll just pay 8. It's easier.
Let's see if there are any takers.
True. My thoughts exactly, actually. So before we go do the Arbiter of Divinity, gotta get my extra skill point because I forgot to do that on this character. Ascend. It's actually perfect. I can adjust it again. Nice. Nice. Free shit. Ooh. Did I actually get the free shit? Oh, yeah, I did. Where was I putting points? I know we put in an extra one right there for the crit bonus. Could just take more crit bonus here. Could take extra energy for meta skills. More mana regen might be nice. Take that. That's probably more effective. I don't want to go back to the Ziggurat Refuge. Let me go home. It's actually crazy portals are disabled there if you're allowed to slash hideout away. But I feel like if I complain about that too loudly, GG is gonna be like, damn, why do we let you use slash hideout in that room? And they're gonna remove that instead of giving the ability to use portals. Alright. What could possibly go? I don't actually have to go in here. This is going to go perfectly fine, I'm 100% certain. A build that can't choose where it moves versus quite possibly the fastest boss in the game. It's like that so you don't portal people in your hideout to the free point. Ah, okay. That's big brain, actually.
Master shall know unending power.
This sequence is very cool. I do wish I could skip it though.
And now,
You.
redemption. Behold, her virtue and compassion.
Whoop. God bless evasion rating.
First divine.
Whoop. Why am I teleporting? I wasn't actually hitting him.
Ire of the mother.
Well, we're just gonna chill and dodge for a little while. Get that ES back.
Virtue.
This is probably the safer way to do this.
Behold, her virtue and compassion. The enemy returns.
Phased him.
This world must be purged. Observe the divine. I am the last bastion of hope. Seal its embrace.
Oh damn.
Our enemy died. How did we? As shall you.
I can get away. I can get away. It's fine. Oh, I can't get away. Shit.
Observe the
I'm gonna live.
divine. You were never worthy.
We were fine for a while until I ate all 3 of the hits for, well, 3 out of 4 of the hits in that giant ass combo in the second phase.
Redemption. Serenity. Behold, the virtue and compassion. Redemption. Virtue. Virtuous duplication. Ire of the mother.
Can you come over here so I don't have to dodge all that shit? Thank you. Oh shit.
Behold, the virtue and compassion. The first divine.
Every time I get comfortable swinging on him, he does this shit that's just like fuck you for all melee characters ever.
Serenity.
I really hate that.
Radiance of the many.
Also, why did they make Bro the same color as the floor?
Virtue and compassion.
Now that I think about it, that seems kind of ridiculous. He did it again.
Serenity. Ire of the mother. Virtue.
Can we phase, please?
The first divine must never return. The enemy returns. This world must be purged. Our enemy died, as did we. As shall you.
You can't get me if I'm in the next area code. Oh, yes, again. I lied.
Destiny is foretold. Salvation was never offered and never given. Observe the divine. Our pain was foretold.
Where is it?
Our enemy died. How did we? As shall you. I will not fail them.
This is fine. This is fine. Easy. That worked. So where's my mirror? Venter's Gamble told me I would.
If they obtain the mother's soul, our civilization died.
Or nothing.
The world still holds surprises.
My Twilight Reliquary key lied to me. See? If you get a good roll, you'll be blessed with bad RNG for the remainder league. If you get a bad roll, you'll be blessed with a mirror after your next pinnacle boss. We got an absolutely shit roll. So what the fuck? I want my Reliquary key back. The hell is this though? Used when you release a skill with perfect timing. Skills have longer perfect timing windows during effect. Increased amount recovered. So the funny thing is you have to hit the normal perfect timing to activate it to then get the bonus. Seems kind of weird. Although, the nice thing about that is you can use it like 20 times before it empties. Actually, let's look at that one a little closer. T1%, that's spells, never mind. I've been scammed. We traded 8 Divine Orbs for 2 Exiles. At the very least, we do have that now. Ah well, it was worth the shot. So, yesterday we were trying to finish banishing Tavakai from my Atlas once and for all. We made a lot of progress, but I think I found like 3 more while I was trying to progress 2 other ones. Also, not that one. Oh yeah, we need to go back to the monastery. And hopefully we have enough high blood to spawn 2 breach stones. I do, in fact. Wait, there's one other thing we need to do while we're screwing around. Actually, put those away. Not that one. This, we were collecting rings yesterday for a reason, or the past couple days for a reason. That is also not a unique ring. Hmm. Good enough. We're just going everywhere today.
The people.
Who the heck was that?
A brave warrior.
Anyhow, sounds like keep your chisel sharp.
Not that.
Yeah,
Is it you?
you're back.
This one. Ooh. Yay. Fizz to attacks, accuracy rating, mana, rarity, quality to all skills, cast speed, maximum resistances go as high as 80%. All damage from hits against bleeding targets contributes to chill magnitude. Chance to intimidate enemies for 4 seconds on hit. Using mana flask grants guard equal to 100% of flask's recovery amount for 4 seconds. Could you imagine hitting 5% quality and 80% res? Red 580 79 4 3 78 77. That's with +3. Damn, I guess just nobody rolls. I mean, there's no point in that because 2% is the minimum roll. Nobody rolls good on that shit, unless it's just the rune mastered ones. What does this do? All damage taken from hits while poison contributes to magnitude of chill on you. Allies in your presence gain 10% of damage as extra chaos. So the old self-chill, self-poison minion build? Oh, it can have different outcomes. Curses you inflict can affect hex-proof enemies. All damage from hits against poison enemies contributes to chill magnitude. Lightning damage of enemies hitting you is unlucky. Ignites you inflict spread to other enemies that stay within 1.5 meters for 1 second. Fizz damage taken on minion death. That's toxic. All damage taken from hits while bleeding contributes to magnitude of chill on you. 93% of lightning. Oh, it is 100%, but they corrupted it down. Armor applies to chaos damage. Minions revive faster. Yo, maximum resistances are 80 with +4. 21 to spirit while you have at least 200 dexterity. Chaos res. Using mana flask grants guard equal to 100%. So does rune mastering it re-roll those? Looks like no. So there is a reason to keep spamming this. Interesting. I wonder if the wiki has all of the outcomes. Three random modifiers derived from various unique rings in the game. It can roll modifiers that do not come from any of the rings used to craft it. Damn, that would have been so cool if you could influence the modifiers based on the rings. It's currently unknown how exactly the rings used for the recipe determine the ring modifiers it rolls. Seems to weigh results based on the rings used, and will guarantee that at least one of its mods will be based on one of the rings used. So you can maybe guarantee one if you use the same ring 60 times over. Adding Ventor's Gamble adds a chance for all modifiers on the lower weave to be replaced with a version with wider modifier ranges. Thief's Torment adds a chance for non-ring modifiers on the lower weave to be replaced with a ring modifier. I mean, if you replace like the maximum mana or something, or like the fizz damage, that'd be pretty sick. Palandra's Touch adds an additional mirrored copy of the lower weave will be created. The mirrored copy can be given augment sockets using Artificer's Orbs. Yeah, where the hell do these come from? Zarok. Ew. So big range modifiers are up to 82% and 7% on quality. So if you corrupted that and hit the good outcome, you could get as high as like 9 or 10. You could probably get 10% quality. And like, I mean, technically you could actually hit above 90%. Is that right? I mean, if it goes up by 20%, it would go up by 16. And it can go up by 22%. I wonder if any 90% lower weaves actually exist. Anyways, intimidate enemies, chaos damage. Poison contributes to chill on you. Bleeding and chill on you. Chance to deal thorns damage to enemies you hit with melee attacks. You can apply an additional curse. Imagine hitting that plus hexproof. You just make $1 billion. Take fire damage instead of physical from bleeding. Bleeding you inflict deals fire damage instead of fizz damage. Fire damage also contributes to bleeding magnitude. Now that's kind of interesting. You know, this from Poster Kelm. Cannot be chilled or frozen. Just free up an entire charm slot. Chance for spell damage with critical hits to be lucky. Guaranteed onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. Yo, you can get the taming. Just make 60 the tamings and make a lore weave out of it, and you're potentially... Look, it kind of sounds like you would be guaranteed at least that one. Seems to weigh results based on the rings used, and will guarantee at least one of its mods will be based on the rings used. So if that's the case, and you only use the taming, you could just have it on your body armor. How much is the taming right now? It would only be 300 div. Assuming you can use corrupted ones. Interesting, interesting. I feel like we've learned a lot today, actually. Okay, so as far as I know, we only have two Tavakais remaining. Also, I don't know why I made more breach stones. We had 6 laying around. Over here, please. So we're gonna have to do 2 breach maps, and then we could use another grand. Was it grand project or whatever it's called? To access all of these at once, but also that would only be saving me 1 map, so I probably won't do that. Cost benefit analysis on that one ain't looking so great. So, let's just send it, shall we? I'm not too interested in farming tons of money right now, because this is the last day we'll be playing PoE2 for a while. So we're just gonna run without tablets. What I really want is to progress, so we can get this damn Tavakai man out of my Alice. He's been a thorn in my side this entire time, and he hasn't dropped me shit. We have to exile him. It's the name of the game after all. It would be nice if we could hit 94 today as well, but we were dying quite a lot yesterday. The real question is, where the hell is this breach? We actually got a hive in a corner, so they can't actually approach Aelith from all directions. I've never actually seen that before. We got 2 tablets there. -7 max res. Yeah, we're gonna pretend that didn't ever drop for me. Yeah, we actually managed to clear the map without dying. Let's go. Yo, another one. Damn, I guess if we wanted to sustain those, we should have been doing these hive maps. Which is really unfortunate, because these are the worst kind of breach. I just want to do unstable breaches. Okay, can we get the button that summons Tool and Ish, please? That is not the button that summons Tool and Ish. This is unfortunate. Keeps teleporting me to the bum ass end of the map. This martial artist? No, this is Invoker. So we could have the this Invoker has like a 30% more multiplier to energy gain by meta skills, which is kind of important for Mjölner. I actually can't get to Aelith. Aelith survived. It worked out. Get 2 more. Let's go. Thumbnails martial artist. It is because I played a martial artist before this, and I was too lazy to make a new thumbnail with the Invoker one. Also, the martial artist picture is flashier than Invoker. Yo, it's a big one. Not a huge one, but a big one. Should be something over divine. Not quite 2, but more than 1. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, it'll work out. Honestly, I can't believe we didn't die there. Boss is probably somewhere around here. New this game, played martial arts? I have it. How'd it go for you? Or rather, how did you like it? Yo, is Freedom of Faith expensive again? Not really. But yeah, I played martial artists as well earlier this when this no, it was my second build this update or this league rather, and it was a lot of fun. The thing that lets you change your gloves into something else, the Fists of Stone or whatever it's called, is really, really strong. It's actually a pretty sick chess piece. Into the interesting tab. This league's your first time playing, the journey's really fun. Hell yeah. Glad to hear. Yeah, PoE2, well, PoE in general can be a lot to get into, especially like the first time you open up that damn passive tree and get blasted by all that. But I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it despite all that. Or maybe even because of all that. If you ever run into anything you have questions about, I'm always happy to answer whatever I can. Do we do the rituals? Probably not. What's this? A rare unique item? Mage Blood gear. You mean the other two monk ascendancies? Let me see. Well, martial artist is really good, kind of just all around. The channeling shit is really cool, though I didn't actually mess with it. I think that most people like that for the 5 extra rune slots and the Fists of Stone. But Invoker... Yeah, Invoker is really good because it gives you a whole ton of spirit, which lets you get a lot of the permanent skills like the Herald of Ice or Fire, or, no, sorry, Herald of Ash, Herald of Ice, Herald of Lightning or Thunder, whatever it's called. Or the other buffs like Wind Dancer that give a bunch of defenses, or Ghost Dance, or all those permanent skills rely on having lots of spirit. And so if you take Lead Me Through Grace, you get a bunch of spirit based on the amount of evasion rating and energy shield on your body armor. So that's one thing that's really strong about Invoker. It's also good for like elemental focused attacks because it has this Unbound Avatar thing, where when you inflict an element on an enemy with it, gain Unbound Fury when you inflict an elemental ailment with a hit on an enemy. You get a maximum of 100 of that, and when you reach that 100, you get a bunch of buffs for a while. Those buffs being 40% more elemental damage, 80% more chance to inflict elemental ailments, and 40% more elemental ailment buildup. So you you like freeze stuff way faster, you get way more damage. It's like a win-win, and that would probably be better for my build than what I'm currently using. The main reason I'm playing Invoker right now instead of Martial Artist is this thing right here, which says meta skills gain 35% more energy. The reservation efficiency is like not really a big deal to me, but basically the way this build works is we have this skill called Thunder God's Wrath, which says gain 3 energy per power of enemies you hit with melee attacks. When you gain a certain amount of that energy, trigger all socketed spells in this skill and lose all energy on reaching max. So we have a spell called Ball Lightning in here. Every 100 energy we gain triggers Ball Lightning. Then we have in a different Thunder God's Wrath, because we get that from our weapon. And we have 2 of that weapon. So in the other Thunder God's Wrath, we have Lightning Warp, which lets us teleport to the Ball Lightning and then explode it and do a whole bunch of damage. So this more energy right here applies to that. So we build up the energy faster to trigger stuff more. That's another thing that the Invoker is really good for in particular, because I don't think any other Ascendancy in the entire game has anything that that buffs meta skills like that. Meta skills being just skills that go in that let you socket other skills. Critical hits ignoring non-negative enemy monster resistances is also pretty good, but it kind of makes it feel worthless to stack reduced elemental resistances for enemies. So like, I don't know, the rest of the Ascendancy is a little questionable. But as for Acolyte of Chayula, the last one, this is actually widely viewed as the weakest Ascendancy in the game. Out of everybody, so not a lot of people play this. I think it's cool as fuck. But the main reason that it's viewed very poorly is that it's kind of its signature. Its signature thing is this branch right here, which says you have no spirit, meaning you cannot use any skills that require spirit. So like all of those defensive skills, or like the heralds that a lot of the other monk builds rely on, you just cannot use them at all. But you gain a new stat called Darkness. It starts at 100, and all damage you take is reserved from Darkness before being taken from Life or Energy Shield. Darkness reservation lasts for 5 seconds, and you get plus 10 maximum Darkness per level. So if you hit level 100, you would end up having 1,100 Darkness, and there are other ways to get more, I believe. Yeah, 1% increase maximum Darkness per 1% Chaos Res. So it's like a pretty massive defensive layer. The only problem is you don't get any spirit. So like if you could also use auras and stuff, the permanent skills, it would be pretty sick. But because you cannot, it's like pretty terrible, unfortunately. They've been making changes to it kind of every major update, but it's still not really in a spot that's that exciting, because a lot of it is also based on doing chaos damage. I'm sorry, using abilities that deal chaos damage with hits, and chaos damage usually benefits more from, or works better for damage over time. So it's just a weird Ascendancy, and it hasn't really found its place yet. But Invoker and Martial Artist are definitely way easier to play. That was kind of a long explanation, but I hope that answered your question. Yeah, no problem. We're not gonna bother with the rituals because they're scary. And we're just kind of trying to get to the end, but I will do the breach if we find it. Just because why not? Oh, hello? We managed to go 2 or 3 maps before seeing one of these hydration breaks, but hopefully this doesn't take too long. The first little freeze of the day is usually the longest. It'll fix itself in a second. I hope. Oh, we got it there. If you are playing on PC and you have this happen, you can pause the game while it's frozen by pressing escape, and that will guarantee you don't die. Like, the game technically should pause anyways because it recognizes that everything has frozen. But in case you get hit a little bit, you can pause it yourself. We're gonna wait for her to get up because every time I go over to the Ice Witch while the Fire Witch is dead, she hits me with that thing over there. But also, damn. I think we actually 2-shot her. Bleeding on hit is fine. Reduce flash charges is fine. Life as energy shield also is fine. Alright. We do this one more map and then we're on the onto the splashy ones. So then we'll have a chance to unlock our Tavakai map. And once we get rid of the last Tavakai map, we're gonna run the Asmati that I have sitting around near the fortress. Got the shrine. Someone told you to enter the map with 3 tablets and a 6-mod waystone. Yeah, if you're feeling really confident in the strength of your build, that is technically the most optimal way to acquire currency and like good loot and stuff. However, my build is very squishy, and when you have 6 mods on a waystone, you get very few attempts or very few respawns before you lose the instance and have to restart it. If you run a waystone that has less modifiers, you get more revives before the instance dies. And so since I die so often, I just run 3. And normally I run with 2 tablets, which is not optimal, but it's fine. It's good enough for me. However, right now I'm kind of just trying to progress to different spots on my atlas rather than farm for money. So we're just leaving them empty to save time. So I don't have more league mechanics to do in every map. We're still kind of doing them here and there anyways, like this breach. But, you know, it's whatever. But yeah, if your build is tanky and your damage is good, then the more modifiers, the better. How long have I been playing PoE2? Since the day it came out. I started playing Path of Exile 1 in 2019 or so. Actually, it may have been late 2018, so it's been like 7 years or so. And so when the moment they released PoE2, I was all over that. And I will continue to be all over it until they shut the servers down, probably. $20 or $30 years from now, or however long they feel like leaving it.
By the dreamer.
The dude was slightly tankier than the witches. Oh, that still went off. Really glad I happened to be standing in the safe spot accidentally. That could have killed my ass. Did he have extra life, or was he just way tankier than the witches were? He had 22% of life as energy shield, which is a good chunk. But no like life modifier on top of that. Monster elemental res is nice. So I was kind of talking shit about this node on the Invoker. Critical hits ignore non-negative monster elemental resistances. 100% of my damage is lightning. So monster resistance like this would basically be like deal 33% less damage. It's times like that that having that node is pretty nice. Especially because it saves us a whole lot of investment trying to stack up like a res pen, like, or specifically lightning pen in this case. For the longest time I forgot I had that node, and so I was just not running maps that had monster elemental res on it. But yeah, as you can see, it's still totally fine. Where? There it is. Yeah. That should be fine. Unfortunately, we did not get the Karui beacon, so we have to keep clearing these maps. We'll get there one day. Yesterday we found a Jade Isles map that only had 2 like splashy maps around it, so there were only 2 different maps that could have had the beacon in it. I kind of missed that, not gonna lie. I like that way more than having like 8 possibilities. Don't really care for any of those options, so we're gonna skip that. I'm guessing the boss is gonna be over here. Hey, look at that. Oh. We actually killed it before it teleported away. Owie. Good enough for me. Also no Karui beacon. So Oasis it is. If we don't manage to level up before I unlock the Jade Isles, I'll probably run that Untainted Paradise that's right nearby. Maybe after this map, if we don't find the beacon, we should go over to that side.
Let's run this rift down. Spirit's made its choice. Time to finish this. Don't lose focus.
Whoa. You can really never have too many support gems, I feel like. I'm constantly running out of those damn things. Game's really trying to get me killed teleporting into those circles. Do another rare unique helmet or unique item. Surely this time it's an age blood. Oh, it's nothing. A whole lot of nothing.
The Dunes remember the worthy! Your death comes by my hand!
By my hand. What's that? Crit chance, movement attack speed, feeble monster life. That's fine. We've gotten like 4 waystone drops in a row without a terribly awful modifier on it. Getting kinda lucky. Also, no Karui bacon. So we are gonna do this one. Also, I just realized there is a map that's not accessible here, and it is also one of the splashy options. I'm really not sure why that keeps happening, but we had the last Talakai we went after yesterday had the same thing, and we just got lucky that we did not need to go there. But I kinda don't like it. We've run the Flotsam map before, but where's the Jetsam map? That's the real question. That thing did not want to die. For some reason, I feel like half of the expedition monsters, or the remnant monsters, actually don't really have very good hitboxes. Because we can have like 30 constantly detonating fissures under them, and we're only teleporting like once every 3 seconds or something like that, instead of the normal like 20 times per second. When there's a rare monster around. Also, I might be dead here. I can't get away. Yeah. We're good. We're good. Bro, can we stop with the drowning orbs, please? I don't even know where the bog witch in there she is. I gotta teleport home. This is fine. We got it. I gotta refill my flasks. That shit's way too painful. Turns out we had it, I just had to bleed a little harder. That thing that just happened where we fought one monster, that was, and then 3 monsters, and then 3 more monsters after that. That's like one of my least favorite things in the entire game. It's like I just wanted to get my loot, so I know I needed to clear the monsters, but they just kind of kept showing up. It's very annoying. The hell was that? Where the hell is this boss? This might actually be the biggest version of this instance I've ever fucking seen. Every time we get to a new section, I'm like, okay, surely this is where the boss is, and then it's another section, and then surely this is where the boss is. We're out of enemies, so yeah, this is actually where the boss is. Goodness. We got like the fucking Giga Flotsam. Yeah, look at that. The bacon. Chance to inflict bleeding. Stun threshold, damage is chaos. It's not my favorite ever, but it's tolerable. Okay, so we unlocked that. However, like I said, I did not level up yet. So we're gonna run this Untainted Paradise first. Just so we get the level. Then we'll go do the boss. Why am I getting 1,000,000,000 frames per second right now? It's so beautiful. There we go. I wouldn't mind. Like, the attacks are not our biggest damage, but I feel like there was a reason I cared about whether or not they crit, and it was probably just the making them ignore elemental resistance part. Like, it's not the primary source of our damage, but it is important that our attacks deal a reasonable amount of damage. Because the more damage our attacks deal, the easier time we have trying to trigger our business. Got 2 more rares left. We'll probably walk around all this area to look for packs. Monsters in this place are worth a lot of XP. Still more than 50 mobs, so we'll check over here. Not really anticipating that this character will level up again, but it's nice to make the most of the instance that we have. That'll do it. Alright. Mr. Tavakai, I presume. The one we've been looking for. Maybe this time he'll hand me 150 divine orbs. Would you like $1 or $2? Oh, this is a full-on expedition. It's like, where's the start button? Get that wisp out of here. Don't care about that. Take the spirit gem, I guess. Technically, it's better to blow up the monsters after you've done the remnants. But also, we're not gonna have enough bombs to get there and back again. This ain't no damn Hobbit's Tale. Unless... yeah, not really.
What secrets lay buried?
Level 18 Spirit Gem. It's actually faster than I thought it would be. I thought we had like 3 more waves. Any logbooks? Nope. Not this time. Unless... no, we're poor. We're staying poor. Uh-oh. Thankfully he did not use the big slam, so we were not in any danger at all. And what the hell is that? Pool remnants? Yeah, I guess we should do that. And since we're doing one, we may as well do 2. Even if there's not really anything from that one. This one will have like 12 waves in it. Or, you know, 5 waves. That's fine too. Tavok, I have come to bargain.
The way is clear.
Or not. Tavok, I have come to take a hydration break.
Remember this day.
If you survive. He says mere seconds before being phased.
You cannot escape. This outsider challenges our way. The ancestors, let them know the might.
The more I think about it,
of
the funnier it seems that this man really is
I am the
looking uber Crowbell.
Turamakoi. Lend me your strength, Tokuhama.
Raw. Yo. If you bug the fuck out and
You reject me.
get stuck right there,
All I have
our
done,
friendship is
I have
over.
stolen your honor. So be it. I will save my people myself. The power of the ancestors
I think he's fine.
is mine.
His model was just moving because he was in his little temper tantrum. That's not Rakiata's flow. Ow.
Reveal your worth.
Alright, in the process of clearing that Tavakai, we did not reveal another one, which is actually a miraculous feat. Doesn't sound difficult, but it happens more often than you might expect. So, that means we are down to this one, right there. And we're actually like 20 maps away from reaching, unless... Actually, we're like 4 maps away, I guess. Is that one of them too? Yeah, it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. shouldn't be too bad. This is why we're not running like league mechanics and stuff, and we're going straight for bosses, just to try and get from area to area as quickly as possible. The real bummer is this is a corrupted area, and the nexus is right here, so we can't turn it into a cleansed area unless we go out of our way. Which I kind of like cleansed areas more than I like corrupted areas. But it's not the end of the world to leave it that way. Did that man not drop me a waystone? Damn, bro was broke as fuck. And it was T3 cold. Imagine. Imagine being so broke. That'll do. Ah shit, we lost our spot. Right there. We just have to hope we don't find another one while we're clearing this one out. Hey, who brought the owl along? Or was it? I just want to talk. Don't even know where that ghost came from. It was that. Fixation of Yix. Allies in your presence have increased crit chance, crit bonus, attack speed, cast speed, reduced presence AoE. I mean, it was cool until it had the reduced presence AoE. Is it a Val thing? No. If only you could, if only, like if it was, you could use a cultivation orb on it and hope to delete the reduced presence AoE, but no such luck. Greater Chaos is worth some decent money. We've actually been getting some pretty damn good remnants today. Yesterday we didn't really... We got like maybe one interesting one, and it was like the very rare unique item recipe. Which we got Fury of the King, which is the Demon Bear Talisman. That was about it. Meanwhile, I feel like I've been doing remnants for the past 5 or 6 maps in a row. Just because we've actually been finding worthwhile stuff. Something drained all my mana, and I can't see where the donuts are. Damn, she walked right off of all of my fissures. Good enough for me. It's been like a solid week since I last ran Augury, at least. Or we're gonna keep it that way if I have an option to. They make the buttons on the little quick use currency buttons larger. For some reason they look a little larger than usual on that Strongbox. But I haven't been paying attention to other stuff that had that for the rest of the day. If they did, that's a W change, because I misclick that shit all the time and accidentally open stuff that I'm trying to upgrade. Good enough for me. Enfeebled, 10 chains, speed, and armor. There's actually nothing that bad on that map at all. Overgrown ore, sulfuric caverns. overgrown. I actually don't remember what this is. Sulfuric Caverns tends to have lots of monsters that push puddles of shit on the ground. It's very annoying, so we're gonna avoid that. Overgrown is it's like Kimmeral Wetlands with the same boss we just fought before. That's fine. These stairs all the way around the map are a little annoying, but we'll get over it. Good enough. Yo, so in the assembly map, when you kill this boss, the loot drops a little out of the little soul core that he's reaching for, or that it's reaching for. In this version, it drops on the center mass of the character model. Yo, 35% move speed with rarity, T2 life, T2 fire is what the hell? I think we take those. Don't care about the dexterity, the 36, actually no. We want count, cold, fire, lightning, 36 on all of them, and then 1. Damn, 1? One exalt? Bummer. Now what if I had 2? Now we're talking. So if we really wanted to maximize our chances of getting value out of that, we should use a rib on it. It turns out that was a suffix rarity, not a prefix. I kind of care about those boots a little less now. Wetlands or sandspit. You know, I just realized they. Okay, yeah, no, that. I thought we had to do an extra map between this one and the one that was actually a splashy one, but no, this one is splashy. So, sandspit is everybody's favorite layout because it's linear, it's wide open. There's no like little little hills or pillars or bushes or anything to get in your way. It's bright, you can see everything clearly, it's wonderful. And unfortunately, it's very shit. And also the boss is a little bit of a pain in the ass because he has the little burrow phase, the shark thing. But other than that, it's a good map. We got hit by the temp chains. Two more tablets. We've actually been getting a crazy amount of those from Breach today. If only it was like that when we were farming Ritual. And when we were farming Breach, for that matter. Now that we've kind of given up and we don't care about the tablets that much, they're dropping like crazy. It's the bug. That bug is tanky as shit. Got him before it burrowed again. Damage is cold. Accuracy rating. Accuracy rating is a little annoying because we are evasion based. At least partially. So that kind of counteracts that, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Now that we've completed Sandspit, it's time for, you guessed it, Sandspit. This time for real, because we could find the Karui beacon here. We finally made it to where we were going. Yeah, I've seen that boss before. Yeah, there's not really much chance of killing him before, or killing that boss before it burrows the first time.
Each battle teaches, each step reveals.
No beacon, though. We're gonna try and avoid running the tower if at all possible, because there's a non-zero chance that tower reveals another Tabakai for us. And that would just be heartbreaking. Casual annulment orb. It's not a mage wood. I want my money back. Zarwali, what are you doing? Last time I fought Zarwali, he jump scared me in the middle of a ritual with like 5 essences, and I exploded immediately. Because it was also like the tiniest ritual I'd ever seen. So there's just no room to dodge the essence explosions. Hey, look at that. We got lucky. Oh yeah. -7 max res, we're gonna pretend we didn't see that. I don't really want to give shocked ground if I can help it. Shield ground's a little annoying too, but at least it doesn't increase the amount of damage I take. She was a little late this time. You know what? We should have saved these until Tavakai. Then we would have had something to do while we were waiting for him to phase, but unfortunately, we had to find him. The owl. That motherfucker. Thank God I went right into the box. I'm gonna pretend that box doesn't exist. Is that another owl? I'm gonna lose my shit. It is another fucking owl. Stay over there. Leave me alone. I have to go close to it again. Nope, stay away. Okay, we're safe. The owl can't hurt us. It's gone. Both of them are gone, actually.
Waiting to be claimed.
Tavakai, I've come to bargain.
The way is clear! I must be stronger.
Yeah, not really worth much. We only got T1 stun duration of all things on a spear.
You cannot escape! This outsider challenges our way.
Is this scripted to give us a hydration break every time we fight Tavakai?
This outsider challenges our way. Aid me, ancestors. Let them know the might. I am the true Nakura Makoi. Lend me your strength, Tokuhama. This is not the way. What? Why do you reject me? All I have done in your honor. So be it. I will save my people
Myself. Ugh.
The power of the ancestors is mine!
Uh-oh. I wanted to kill him before that exploded, but he kind of went to the other side of the arena. And once again, that bastard did not give us a darn thing. Okay. That one might be decent. $36 fire is 41 and 41. 35, no life. 20% of that would be 270. We'll say 80. Maybe a little bit of money, but not really like an appreciable amount. It's like 1/6 of a divine or something like that. Crit chance, attack speed, lightning, increased damage, and all res. There's no skill levels, but we'll keep it anyways, just for fun. Alright, I believe that is officially every single Tavakai on my Alice. And we for certain did not reveal another one. For a split second, I thought I saw a splash over there. I got scared. He's not going to be out in the expedition area. Yeah, looks like we've made it. I don't know why that man was spawning so often, but we got rid of all of them. And you know what? He didn't drop me a single one of those damn Rakiatas flows. But we really only have one more mission for this league, and that's going to be to clear this this Asmati right here. Rakiata's flow is cool and all, but it's only worth like 150 divine orbs. Asmati drops a handy little lineage support gem called Garukan's Resolve, which is worth like 550 last I checked. Unfortunately, he's also like 15 times rarer than Tavakai is for some reason. So, we're gonna try and see if he drops the better one for us. So when you're trying to go unlock the Jade Isles, there are several maps with splashes around the whirlpool, and you have to run through those until you find the Karui Beacon, and then you click it once and it activates. But for this sandstorm thing, you actually have to do all of them. So we will not get to that boss in less than 3 maps. It's probably not a worthless rune, however, I also don't feel like taking the time to get it. It's probably not worth it that much either. It's just worth more than the nothing that most of them are. Oh, casual divine orb. The elemental weakness actually doesn't really matter to me at all, because we're well above 30% above each of our caps. I teleported away that bastard. I had everything else set up perfectly too. Stop teleporting. That's one. Let me just run that one. They did make those buttons bigger. Nice. I don't remember seeing that in the patch notes, but I'm a big fan of the change. It's good enough for this place. We got one more to do, and then we can actually go fight Ismati. Yo, 1 to 3 physical thorns damage? That's crazy. Also, -6 max res. No thanks. Shot ground, monster damage, speed, and evasive. That's fine. Speed's minus max res, that's for sure. Dig site. Unfortunately, this boss is a pain in the ass. It's the cult leader dude from Act 4. Nothing and nothing. There he is.
Your corpse will feed the new tomorrow. Shatter! We rise. You fall! So long as divinity disgraces
Did not
the
get him
foe,
before he did
no one is
this.
safe. You stand in the way of hope. Strike! Divinity holds you in its lie. Let go!
We were almost able to run out of this in a straight line.
Be free.
Oops.
Divinity holds you in its lie. Let go. Be free. My flesh is unimportant.
Going Divine Orb? Starting to feel like we're making decent money despite the fact that I'm running with no tablets. I think we got more raw Divine Orb drops today than I did yesterday. But now is the time for the Sacred Reservoir. And hopefully our Gardecon's resolve. That looks like a belt unique remnant. Sure does. It sure is. That's the same belt we got last time. I'm disappointed. My disappointment is immense. My day is ruined. Rogue Exile with 3 essences and the owl. I think I'm gonna pass on that. I don't like Rogue Exiles, I don't like the owl, and I don't like essence either. It just seems like a bad idea to click on that. We made it. Do we got our rarity shrine back? Nice. Can we start the fight, please? Who is it?
Your interruption changes nothing.
What was it? It was the one we actually should have expected.
Embrace your
What's all that?
destiny. It is mine to claim. Our time is now.
We can take it. Easy. Easy.
Night is thrown.
Where's my gem? You poor bastard. I'm starting to think the lineage support gems aren't actually real. Ah, well. Well, that pretty much clears out all of the anomaly bosses we had. But we did also have, like, how many of these? Four of them? Hmm. They're pretty far away from each other as well. This is actually 4 Rugosas within 5 maps of each other. That's bonkers. I was kind of debating trying to hit level 95 on this character. Because I thought we had more Untainted Paradises than that, but I don't think we'll get more than like 10% out of each one at level 94. So not only would it take forever for me to path over to each one, but we run the risk of dying, and then we'd probably get only as high as like 60 or 70%, and then I'd have to grind out the rest. And that would take quite a while. So I think we're just gonna call it good here, my friends. This is the last day I'm gonna be playing Path of Exile 2 for a little while, because next week, on our weekday streams, we're going to be playing fighting games like Guilty Gear Strive, probably, just to get a little bit of a break from ARPGs, because we're gonna play Strive. I'm kind of excited, actually. I've been playing it a lot off stream and having a lot of fun. Yeah, on Thursday the 16th of July, we're getting the announcement for the next Path of Exile 1 League. And then on the 24th, the league will actually begin. So the 6th through the 10th, we're going to play Strive. And make you get your fight stick out. Dude, Professor. Or, shit is what I meant to say. Pull up, you won't. I just figured out how to get Kara Potemkin busters reliably, so I can slide forward while I'm grabbing. I'm very I just busted the shit out of like 10 people right before streaming. It was very fun. So yeah, the 6th through the 10th we'll play Strive. Probably the 13th through the 15th we will as well. 16th we'll watch the announcement. 17th we'll do practice run. And then the 20th through the 23rd we'll do more practice runs through the PoE1 campaign. Then the 24th through the 26th we'll be doing 12-hour streams for the league launch. And yeah, then we'll go back into normal stream hours the week after that, but on PoE1 instead of 2. So that's our plans. But like I said, this is going to be where we call it for today and the league. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you didn't even already, make sure to smack the follow button if you're watching on Twitch, the like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and come see me again Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time if you're down for some fighting game action. But you have yourselves a good rest of your day and a good weekend. And I will see you on Monday.